Oh, oh God. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Gabester here. This is the normal tank guide for General Nazgrim in Siege of Orgrimmar. The goal of this guide is to give some tanking tips for players of that persuasion and kind of tell you all the basics you need to know about how to handle the tanking for this fight. So the first thing to be aware of is the rage mechanics. The basic mechanic for this fight is General Nazgrim's rage bar. As the fight progresses, he will gain rage from various abilities, and every 15 seconds, he will use a special attack based on his total rage at the time. The more rage he has, the stronger and more dangerous the special attack is. The basic goal is to keep his rage as low as possible between those 15-second cooldowns, with the explicit goal of never having him at 100 rage when he's about to cast, or basically ever. If he never reaches 100 rage, this fight will be quite simple for your raid group to deal with. Now, as a tank, your job is really to control two basic things while you're on General Nazgrim himself, while you're actually tanking him directly. So we'll talk about both of those things right now. So the most important thing for tanks to be aware of are the Sundering Blow stacks. And this is what requires two tanks for this fight. This dictates your tank swaps. Now, Sundering Blow is cast about every 10 seconds on the current tank. It deals heavy physical damage, lowers armor by 10% per stack. It lasts 30 seconds, and most important of all, every time it's cast, General Nazgrim will gain 5 rage plus 5 additional rage for every stack of Sundering Blow that was on the target at the time. So, if you have 2 stacks and he casts a third time on you, he will gain the 5 base plus 10 extra from the 2 stacks for 15 total. What this means is that because the 10-second recast and the 30-second duration, the maximum stacks that should ever be applied to a tank will be 3. If you and your tank partner always swap after 3 stacks on one another, you will control the rage from Nazgrim as much as you possibly can, and things will go great. But if you reach 4 or even 5 stacks, as you actually see we do in this video a couple times, since we're not really figuring out what's going on yet, then things will get out of hand. The main thing you don't want is for his rage to reach 100, as I mentioned, because it will spawn an axe that spins around the room, which you can see on the screen there. And these are very dangerous for the raid. So, swap every 3 stacks of Sundering Blow on Nazgrim, and things will go swimmingly. So the next thing to discuss for tank is dealing with adds. Now, during the fight, you're going to want to tank Nazgrim near the door, kind of where he spawns. This will keep him far away from the other side of the room, which is where the waves of humanoid adds will appear. Now, there are 4 different types of adds, but the main goal by keeping Nazgrim tanked near the door is to keep him out of range of heals from the War Shaman spawns. Now, as a tank, you have about 30 seconds while the Sundering Blow debuff is ticking down when the other tank taunts to run around and help the rest of the raid kill the adds. During this time, that 30-second period, you should pick up the Iron Blade spawn, if there is one, in the back of the room, and keep it kind of tanked away from the raid. These will just spin around pretty frequently in a whirlwind attack, which you can stun to interrupt if you want, but they don't do a whole lot of damage otherwise, and they should be off-tanked by the non-Nazgrim tank if possible. Now, that said, dealing with this add does not override your need to get Nazgrim back on you. So, if you still have an add active, but your stack is about to fall off and you need to taunt Nazgrim off your partner, go ahead and run over there and do it, even if the add comes with you. And, let the ranged DPS or other players deal with that add if it's still alive. The other major concern for tanks is the war banner that's dropped near Nazgrim. If you are currently tanking Nazgrim and the war banner pops up, simply tab target it or select it and kill it off quickly. The longer that this stays active, the more rage Nazgrim will gain when the adds deal damage to other players. So it's important that it dies quickly, and as a tank, you can help do so pretty easily. So that is it really for add control. Just kill the banner if you're on Nazgrim. Otherwise, pick up the Iron Blade and between the 30-second debuff fade time if you are not on Nazgrim. And I think that covers all the basics for the normal tank guide for General Nazgrim. As always, good luck, and thanks for watching.